Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a brick survival house in Minecraft. If you enjoy this tutorial and you're new around here and you're not already, please do consider subscribing and clicking that little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my videos sent directly to your sub box. But without any further ado, let's get started. Now, just before we get started, everybody, here are all of the materials that you will need to make your house. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those and enough of them as well. The amount of ground space required to make the house is a 19 by 19 block area as represented by this white concrete grid on the ground. Feel free to make it if you like. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Do make sure that you have all that stuff. Make sure you got enough room to make it. Make sure you're ready. And once you are, we can begin. Step 1, brick house builders. Come all the way over to the front right hand corner of your grid, if you've made it. Count backwards from the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then left. 1, 2, 3. Begin by placing 3 bricks on top of each other. 1, 2, 3. Then place one going left, and then place a brick up left diagonally from that block. Extend left by 2, 1, 2, and then extend down to the ground. Extend the block on the ground forwards by 2, 1, 2, and then extend upwards by 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I then want you to place 2 glass going left of this 5th block. 1, 2. That can be pane or block, it's up to you. We then want to place a brick, 2 more glass pane. 1, 2. Then we're going to place a brick and extend that all the way down to the ground, like this. I want you to extend that block that hit the ground to the left by 1. And then forwards by 3. 1, 2, 3. Place 2 polished andesite stairs going left. 1, 2. And then a brick block on the end. So what we should have should look exactly like this. What we're then going to do is we are going to extend the side of the top of the house backwards by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you can do the same on the opposite side from the opposite corner block. That will give us these 2 rather long rows. And what we then want to do is join them together in the same manner that they are joined together on the front. So place 2 glass pane coming inwards from each side. 1, 2. And then place a brick in the middle, like this. We can extend each one of those bricks down from the corners to the ground on both sides here, like this. That's perfect. And what we also want to do is we want to create this same shape that we have here. We want to create this on the back. So we're going to extend this bottom corner block inwards here by 2. 1, 2. And then we're going to extend up by 1, 2, 3. Outwards by 1, 2, and then we're going to do a diagonal, outwards, and down. So the goal of this is just to match what we have there on the front. What you can then do is you can fill in this gap here, just right in the middle, just like this. You can even fill the roof in if you like, although we are going to be using a different material for the actual roof. And we are also going to just fill the little side part in here a little bit, just like this. So what you can do is you can join the sides of the build towards the house in the ground like this, so kind of like just dig out the foundation a little bit. You can use either glass block or glass pane to fill in this side part of the house. I'm going to try out glass block myself, but you're more than welcome to use something else. Like this. So that's not looking too bad. And then when it comes to the middle of the house, I want to add more details first. So for the middle of the house, first of all, I'm going to split it in two using a vertical row of brick. I'm going to add glass underneath the glass that we have on the left and right sides, like this. And I'm going to place brick underneath the glass. What I'm then going to do, on the left side here, I want to create another window by placing 2 rows of glass underneath with bricks on the ground. And on the right side here, I want to use glass block itself, and I'm going to destroy in the ground and place spruce wood planks with spruce doors in the empty spaces, kind of like this. I want to give a little bit of detail to this window here, so I'm going to place spruce fence either side of the window, and I'm going to use andesite slabs to kind of accent the top of the window. Now that we have done the front a little bit, we're going to come to the back, and on the back we actually have a similar but not exactly the same layout. So on the back we're going to break it up vertically with a brick block. We're going to add glass pane underneath our glasses, like this. We're going to have brick blocks underneath here. The right side we are going to fill in this time because we're actually going to have a staircase here. The left side we are going to have glass block, and we're going to have the same set of doors that we have there on the front, like this. So that's not looking too bad, ladies and gentlemen. I want to create a staircase for the build. So the staircase is obviously here on the front where we have the stairs, and we just want to build a little bit of foundation around it. So I'm going to take this singular brick block here, and I'm going to extend it back and up, back and up, back and up, just like that. That's about as high as it's going to go, and I want to do the same thing just on the side here as well, so just equal. I want to place polished andesite stairs here in between the bricks leading up to the second story of the house, and I want to place a row of andesite blocks, which we don't have on us, but slabs can be used in the same way. And we want to have a staircase that kind of like leads all the way to the back of the house. It's going to overhang the back of the house by 2 rows like this. I'm going to recommend that you place brick blocks on the inside here because it kind of like fits. And we're building a frame around the staircase kind of like this as well. So kind of like around, like this. So it's going to end up exactly like that. And then we're going to have a set of polished andesite stairs that kind of come down and meet the ground. Kind of from this area. Just like that. And you just want to build a case around this using some brick blocks like this. And we just want to fill in the sides because, I mean, we don't just want... You can have windows in this, I suppose. But that's more so once you've figured out the interior. So we want to have something that should look like this. And now we have an entire case around. You can add another row of bricks here, just like this, just for the inside wall. And we are going to also install a second floor. I should show you guys where the door is so that it makes more sense where the floor is going to go. The door, I have decided, we're going to leave a gap of 2 in the bricks, and then we're going to destroy a 2x2 square. And we're going to have the andesite slabs extend inwards like this, and the slabs are going to serve as the actual second floor. So, this is exactly where the floor goes. I don't know what else to say. So the floor is going to lead directly out from the outside onto the second floor just like this. So we'll have something which should look like that, which is pretty good. And we can put some doors there just to kind of like, you know, make the area look a little bit better. And we can even add a window here. If you have the window 2 blocks away from the doors and 2 blocks away from the actual edge of the house, then it's quite a nice centered window, just like this. If you want to add accent to the outer part of the staircase, you're more than welcome to perhaps add a little bit of spruce fence. This adds another colour into the palette, and it also makes sense too, because you don't really want to fall off of the outside of your house. But it's completely up to you whether you want to add that or not. But I actually do think that it does add a little bit of something there. So, in addition to that, we should probably now work on the roof a little bit. Let's work on the side roof because it will show us how to do the rest of it. Place a row of andesite slabs on the smaller part of the house on the outside, and have these slabs extend inwards and upwards like this until they eventually hit the side of the house. You can have them hit like this and have them be flat, or you can have them hit like this and have it be a little bit peaked. The choice is yours, it doesn't really matter. I'm a little bit unsettled by the fact that there's a creeper over there eyeing up this house, but I think that he'll leave us alone if we leave him alone. So, this is how the roof is going to be made, and it's not completely dissimilar for what we're going to be doing for the rest of the roof. The rest of the roof is built in a similar fashion. That's the smaller part of the roof. You can see what a large difference that makes, it really does. And what we can now do is we can add a row of andesite slabs that is one row higher and outward like this. So we want to add a row of andesite slabs that is like higher and outward, poking out from the corners of the upper side of the house like this. So they're kind of like hanging off. We want to extend them inwards and upwards, both of them, each side, equally, until they eventually reach an apex in the middle of the house. It'll look like this. We then want to extend that roof backwards, and it wants to be present on the back of the house in the same way that it is on the front of the house. So we want to take both sides, extend them up equally. I happen to know where the middle of the house is. It's in between each of the windows, so it's not really a guessing game. It is right there. And what that will allow you to do is place some bricks in amongst the roof like this. You can place bricks on top of the glass like this, and we can have that effect. The only thing that we have to do, of course, is fill the middle of the roof in. You can do this in any manner of ways. I would recommend, if you can do it, to place andesite blocks connecting the roof together where appropriate, and then filling in the rest using andesite slabs. This will save you a little bit of time. Granted, not a lot of time, but it will save you a little bit of time. So, it's just something to think about, really. I'm even considering adding in a chimney, although I didn't, in the actual version of this that I've already made, I didn't have a chimney, but I'm kind of feeling like one, to be honest with you. So, we have that there, which is looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. I do kind of like the idea of having a chimney. I think a good place for one would actually be, unfortunately, where we have this window. So if we destroy this window, let's say that you're not bothered about a window, but you could have a chimney. The chimney could be made out of brick, and it could extend up the side of the house like this, and just kind of like poke out the top. Probably a little bit higher because I want to make a feature of it. If you didn't want to top it off with bricks, you could easily use a material that we don't have, such as anvils, or, I mean, I kind of like anvils. So, you could just have anvils like this, or maybe even sideways if you wanted to. I think it makes more sense with them being the other way, but I do kind of like that effect. I guess it's up to you whether you want to have the window more, or whether a cool chimney would, you know, whether you think that that might look a little bit better. But once that we've done that, ladies and gentlemen, I mean that we've done a pretty good job there, right? I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way that things have turned out. We can get to work on the outer part of the house. So let me get rid of all of the concrete that we have around the outside of the house. There we go. That looks a little bit better. We're now going to decorate the outside a bit. We're going to use smooth stone, spruce fence, leaves, grass, trapdoors, flowers, hose, seeds, and also fence gates. Let's do it. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to add a pathway. This pathway is going to lead from these two front doors here. It's going to extend forward and join to the staircase that we have here on the left. it is also going to, in a singular manner, it's going to extend around the sides like this. I'm going to leave these blocks in front of this window alone. It's going to extend around the side, and equally so, it's going to leave the blocks behind this window alone as well. So like here, here, and it's just going to join to this area. So what we'll be able to do is we can walk out of our back door and we can walk around our house, and it takes us to the front, it takes us to the side, we can go up that staircase down. You guys get the idea. It kind of just shows you that you can go all the way around your house, pretty much. We're going to add a little bit of fence too. The fence is going to be present here, just on the right hand side of the house here a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of a fence starting here, pretty much, just in this corner. And the fence is just going to whip all the way around, all the way to the back, like this. And we're going to have some fence gates here on the back, so we can walk in and out. It feels a little bit more protected this way. I want to add some spruce leaves. The spruce leaves are going to go around the fence, so it's basically just to add a little something extra to the fence, kind of like that. I also want to have some spruce leaves kind of just around the outside of the rest of the house too. So kind of like this, right? Maybe even in this sort of manner, and then maybe we can add like an extra row of smooth stone, something like that. So it just kind of like borders the entire house a little bit, which I just kind of like the look of. It just makes it look a little bit cozier. In addition to this, I'm going to add a small farm here to the front right side of the house. Just want to have a small farm. You can fill it in with whatever you like, but it just makes the house again just a bit homier. That's pretty much the entire point of it. So just a little bit like that. I quite like it. We can have a window box. So this is basically made out of grass or dirt, with trapdoors all the way around it underneath a window, and then some flowers just inside of the box. What we could also do is we could add underneath the corners of these windows here, we could add some fence, and we can add some lanterns underneath them. If you like, it just adds a little bit of light. It looks a little bit more interesting. In addition to this, we can add some flowers in front of this window here, and also out of the back of the window. And we are able to also add the hanging lantern as well. You might not want to place it on this side because you have to walk around it, or it might not bother you. And once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, the only last little thing, this is finicky, it's just a tiny little thing. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace that grass here with fake grass. Now, there's no need to do this. You don't have to do it, but I like it. I'm going to place some green terracotta around these flowers with some lime in front, and that will just look good. I really, really like how this house has turned out, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it as well. If you're looking for a bit of inspiration for what to do with the inside, this is the lower half of my house. It's split into two sections. The left side is an enchanting, smelting, crafting / enhancement area. And the right side, as you can see through this little cubby hole here, is an armor / repairing / storage area. Now, when it comes to the second story, we have a small brewing room, and in addition to that, we also have a bedroom as well. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, and you are not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That'll ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you very much, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!